Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new edition of Pod By The BAE. I'm your host, Nathan Bond. Joined alongside me, Seth Varnadore, Robert Steeg. Good one here this evening. We are going to do the third annual USF only fantasy football draft?
Yes.
I believe I won the first year, and we'll get into who won last year and kind of go over some of the picks that we had and kind of retrospective and look ahead to 2024. Much like how I do my fantasy football preparations in real life with money on the line, I did absolutely no prep, and I'm going to wing it based off the big board. So, Seth, it looks like I think you have the teams from last season. Would you care to go over some of the highlights, lowlights, surprising non-selections?
Yeah, so just without even kind of looking through all the points and calculating everything, I'd imagine Steeg won this in a blowout. So Steeg,
hold on, one more time. I couldn't
Steeg
quite hear you
won
there.
this. Now in 2022, Steeg was 100 points behind everyone throughout the entire season. I think he was 100 points behind the leftovers as well. But last year, he totally redeemed himself. Here was Team Steeg. Should we save Team Steeg for the end, or should we lead? Let's lead off with the champs, right?
Yeah.
Quarterback Byrum Brown, ding ding ding. Running back Naquan Wright. Wide receiver Jaden Alexis. Wide receiver selected after Jaden Alexis, Sean Atkins. Tight end, Jason Littlejohn. Defensive line, Jason Vaughn. Linebacker, Andrew Mataafa. Defensive back, Ben Knox. Flex, John Cannon. So,
boy, how did
you
I
had three guys who didn't play a snap and still won? Unbelievable.
Well, here was Team Seth, Izzy Carter. I did get the last of the quarterback picks, and I did take Izzy Carter over Bryce Archie. Kelly Joyner, who, interestingly enough, Naquan Wright went 1-1. Kelly Joyner went 1-2. We've already decided that I will not be selecting him this year as we don't want him to get hurt. Choffrey Brown was one of my receivers.
Good pick. Solid pick.
Tyree Kelly was my other one. Not good pick. Not solid pick. Gunnar Greenwald at tight end. Defensive line, Lloyd Summerall didn't make it through the season. Jamie Petway at linebacker. And Amaris Brown at DB. So pretty good at DB. Then Jaquan Smith at flex. Hardly played. So, so it's a little tougher. I'm ready to get hurt again. Nathan's team was Gary Bohannon. Jalen Johnson at running back. Not a K1 Powell believer. Michael Brown Stevens at receiver was your first round pick. Yes. Then Naeem Simmons in the 5th round.
Decent pick.
Weston Wolf at tight end.
Decent pick.
Rashad Cheney, defensive line. DJ Gordon at linebacker.
Wish I would have picked someone else.
And Braxton Clark at defensive back. So
pretty good. Pretty good.
Mikey
pick.
Dukes was your flex.
Well,
so I mean,
it
was definitely. I would imagine it was Steeg, Nathan, Seth. So this is my year. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, I thought the interesting thing was. Let me see. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers picked before Sean Atkins was literally the last receiver taken. I even took Jaquan Smith as my 3rd receiver before I took Sean Atkins. So I knew somebody in the slot was going to have a great year. I just thought it wouldn't be Sean Atkins. So
ye of non-believers.
So yeah, we'll do this again. It's been pretty fun. The quarterback situations always makes it a little bit more difficult, but
are we still going to implement the team has to win the game?
Yeah, absolutely.
For the quarterback.
Last year we didn't have that because
for reasons.
Because there was a somewhat of a competition at the time ish. At least by the time we had the draft. Now Nathan Bond reported 10 days before the first game that Gary Bohannon would not be playing, which was true. It was one of the first big pieces of information we got to you guys in.
Yeah.
The
Ponderosa. I was heartbroken when I had to report that because I knew my fantasy football season was over immediately.
I think that's exactly what you said too. You said, I have terrible news for my fantasy football team. Gary ain't playing.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I guess we're ready to do it again.
Some would say.
Do we need to do a random number generator or a random order generator here?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Just to keep it fair.
List randomizer. All right. Let's get the randomizer from random.org up here. Can everyone see the randomizer?
Yes, we can.
How many times are we going?
One.
Just one?
Oh.
Randomize. Steeg, Nathan, Seth. There's the order. The order of finish. Look at that. Thank you, random.org.
Winners win, baby. That's what they say.
All right, so I have a bad feeling about Seth's team now. So here
Jordan
we go.
Smith still on the roster?
He is. He's not. You cannot select him. That was almost a stroke of genius. I believe we said if he played at all at quarterback, you would win the whole season no matter what. That's what we.
Oh, I sent so many DMs to the coaches, by the way. Like, not to be creepy. I was like, just give him one snap. One snap.
Come on, you're fired.
It'll be worth it.
The staff, you guys are fired. Just give it to him. All right. Well, Steeg. All right. So we're drafting quarterback, running back, 2 receivers, tight end, defensive line, linebacker, defensive back, and a flex. Is that correct?
Do you think we have enough running back depth to do basically 6 running backs, potentially 9?
I don't think so.
No, I think
you want to leave it.
I think one running back is plenty. I think there's. And
if you want,
are we making
running back? You can.
Yes, that could be your flex.
Yeah, it can be your flex if you're crazy.
Yes, that could be your flex. All right. Well, Steeg, take it away.
Byrum Brown.
Well, that was easy.
Shocking.
Wow.
Shocking stuff.
I didn't know.
If I was going to try to be funny with it, no.
You're getting better. You're getting better at these drafts.
I've
learned pick Byrum Brown, win game. It's I don't know, it's pretty easy to me.
The first year, Steeg just picked the positions in order,
which was incredible.
So I think Jordan Smith was a first-round pick in the first year. Yeah, 1-3, Jordan Smith.
Oh Lord. With my pick, I'll take Sean Atkins.
Okay.
So this is the prime example of you're going up against an opposing quarterback, but you have his wide receiver. So every time he throws you the ball, you're actually secretly really happy. Plus, receiving touchdowns worth more than passing touchdowns. There we go. That's 40 chess right there.
Well, there you go. All right, so I'm going to take. So I got the wraparound. I got the back-to-back here. So I think I'm going to go with. Let's go with Teron Keith.
Damn it.
Because I think we can get maybe some return yardage on there as well.
Seth, can I ask a really big favor?
Of course.
Do you have this going live? Like, do you have it like in the spreadsheet live? I'm going to forget people's names and who's drafted. So
yes, I do. I can make it. Do you want me to? I can present it.
Yeah, if you can, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
There we go. And that'll allow everyone at home to. And then I think I'm going to go. I also have. Let's go with. I'm going to go with Michael Brown Stevens.
Good pick.
Receiver.
Good pick. Man, I've got to make this count, don't I?
Receiver, maybe one you could wait for, but I'm falling into the trap of a guy getting talked about nice in these preseason. That's how I got both the rookies last year, Tyreek Hill and Jaquan Smith.
Now, am I Kelly Joyner? Don't overthink it.
Ooh, I don't know if that's allowed, but it's
Here's
on your
thinking.
conscience.
Yeah, here's my thinking. And maybe I should do it the other way. Naquan Wright hasn't been talked about almost at all in fall camp. So
did he change his name?
It's possible, but also like I don't know. I worry.
I was about to ask if Sean Atkins touchdown passes are going to count for like quadruple.
Oh, that's true. That's another. That's a hidden.
Absolutely.
That's a hidden
points
right there.
I've got thoughts about that, by the way, which I'll say for maybe the Ponderosa.
They should only count if they win. I like that.
Right, so I got my back-to-back here.
So Steeg, you could two running backs have been taken.
Yeah,
two receivers.
I mean,
have been taken.
At that point, the running back is negligible at this point. I know who I'm going to end up having to take here, unless you guys steal it on a flex, which would just be the worst thing to ever do to me.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That'd be hilarious. Good setup for you guys to do that. I think I'm gonna make a little bit of a bold choice because I think that there's two options I could go with here, and I'm gonna go with Naeem Simmons over a different wide receiver that I think is gonna start.
Okay.
I think I like him so much in the slot and his capabilities and how much they use the slot there. And then I'm going to take Mr. Peyton Singletary at tight end.
Tight end will be a fun one, I think.
We've heard a lot about tight ends from Golish, mostly because people talk about it to him and they ask him like every week, tight end.
Right.
And I would have gone even bolder with my choice with a different individual who we've been talking about in the Ponderosa, but
Dangler in the third round would have been too high.
Daddy Dangler. All right, Nathan, back to you.
Give me Mac Harris.
Oh. I'm thinking along a similar line. I'm going to take Jalen Shuler, who did not get drafted last year. So,
just a bunch of idiots over on the Bay Area Examiner, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I think he could have a really big year. But Mac Harris is a guy who always seems to be getting some praise. All right. So
he's got a praise king.
So let's see where we want to go here. Do I do it? I'm going to take Abdur Rahman Yassin at receiver.
That was the one that I contemplated between Naeem and Abdur.
I think with Jaden Alexis being out, maybe there's some opportunity for some people outside to have bigger roles than initially thought. So that's what I'm going with. All right, Nathan, back to you.
Maris Brown.
I gotta say, I feel like even though we're just kind of halfway through, that this is much easier than prior years because there's a little bit more depth.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
It doesn't hurt. Now, are we counting DJ Harris in those like edge rusher stand-up guys?
D-line.
D-line?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted some clarification. Not tipping a hand.
All right, Steeg.
I've got Mr. Comeback Player of the Year, calling it now, Mr. Ben Knox.
And if
Finally,
something
healthy.
happens to him,
Yeah,
So,
I've
it's
jinxed
your
it.
fault.
You're calling him Mr. Comeback Player of the Year, and not even the guy who was actually listed on like the Comeback Player of the Year watch list. Interesting.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
oversight.
No, just as like a personal comeback. You know what I'm saying? And then
He did make the Senior Bowl watch list along with the Maris Brown.
And then my second back to back. This one might shock someone. At defensive line, Michael Williams II.
I'm a big Michael Williams guy. Whenever I see him, he's an exclusive like third down and long like that was his package last year. He was a third down and long pass rusher, and he always seemed very energetic. It was unfortunate, like if he would get caught out, like they convert the third down and then he's still on the field, like, and then they like run the ball. He was pretty undersized, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed. He has a pretty good spin move, if I do say so myself.
He's got a little bigger.
Yeah.
All right, Nathan Bond. Should I just start doing it now?
Relax. All right.
Oh, okay.
Give me, man. I'm stuck here, guys. I don't know what to do. Give me Brandon Winton at receiver.
A freshman with number 0. Let's not sugarcoat this. Bold.
All right. So now I've got to try to decide if our own Nathan Bond threw out DJ Harris as a red herring to get me to try to take him while he was really focused somewhere else. That's what I have to try to wrestle with right now. But I'm going to take the bait. I'll just take DJ Harris. And then I'm going to take Jaquan Smith.
The redemption arc.
I'm going back to the well. He's so fast. He makes fast people look slow. So he got a lot of confidence on the track. He's ready for a breakout year. All right, back to Nathan.
Oh boy. Give me a shot, Cheney. Let's not be stupid.
All right, Steeg.
Give me
The back-to-back. Need a linebacker, a running back, a receiver, and a flex.
Yeah. Give me Josh Hardiman
Oh, okay.
at wide receiver.
Tall and fast. Love it.
Tall and fast.
Do not hate that pick.
AKA Josh Cobb, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what his former name was. Go
FK, not AK, but FK, formerly known as.
And then
Hey
This
guys,
one's
real quick before you make that selection.
send it.
Nico Grammatica, no longer number 7.
Oh.
He's wearing number 25. And we'll get into.
Could that affect a Steeg flex pick here?
Yeah, you're making me
And then there's there's 3 players listed at number 6. And we'll get into the Ponderosa about that.
Yeah.
So just wanted to let you guys know.
Linebacker Jamie Petway. Great segue. You couldn't have teed up the same. I was like,
Speaking of, this is great. I like this pick, Steeg. I like it a lot. I think he can really turn it on this year. He wasn't ready. Yeah, he wasn't ready last year.
He'll be on year like 4 under Todd Orlando. He better be ready.
All right, Nathan Bonds of the Bayer Examiner. You have 3 positions that need to be filled. Tight end, flex, and quarterback.
Shoot, brother.
Shoot.
Also, Caquavius Berryhill, number 5 now. Just looking at the. If you guys were wondering.
Yes.
Seamless
transition by Golish to. I mean, I don't know how long this has been going on behind the scenes, but you saw him mic'd up, called him Caquavius.
Yeah.
Like, if you call a dude a Logan for a year, that's a tough switch, man. Just in your head, you know. But great job.
Built different, you know.
He may be. No, it's possible that he's been going with this for a long time now. But
also, Golish is so attention to detail. that man probably sat in the mirror for like 30 minutes saying Caquavius.
holding up a picture. Just going back and forth.
Man. So how do I want to use my flex? I feel like we've named I don't think there's another receiver that would actually maybe get some run.
You can always go with a kicker. Except we have 3 capable kickers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I so apologize to this fella right here. And Naquan Wright, flex. I mean, at some point. Right? So, Steve, good luck with your running back, I guess.
Oh, I've got plans.
Oh, that's always exciting. I'm gonna go with Weston Wolf.
Thank you for making the selection easier for me. That's really, I was just like, man, I don't know which one to pick. Hopefully that decision gets made for me, and it did.
There you go. And then I'm gonna go defensive back here. I'm gonna go with a guy I thought had a really good spring. I'm gonna go K1 Banks. I think he had a good spring. Hopefully he's starting at that kind of star type position, but we shall see. Back to Nathan. You need a tight end and a quarterback.
All right. Give me Evan Dangler.
The Dangler.
I can't wait for his first catch. People will be like, who?
The NIL opportunities are just out of this world. Steeg, you need a flex and a running back. And you have plans. So I'm really excited.
I have plans.
Oh, I think I know what your plan might be.
Well, I'll spill it. My plan was to take Alvin Isaac.
Yes.
As a flex.
Yes. Because I was gonna pick Naquan Wright at running back, so now I got Jalen Johnson. I was also pondering Yesias Young, former walk-on, got some like deep game yardage during blowouts, but give me Jalen Johnson at running back, and then Alvin Isaac at flex. I have heard from the staff about how much they love Alvin Isaac's potential. I fully expect him to play in only 4 games. So,
if
that. But his potential is through the roof. And so I want to be an early adopter to say, I love what he could do in this offense.
You said Jalen Johnson.
Yep.
As running back. Yeah. So technically, Jalen Johnson would be 8-3.
Mm-hmm.
And Alvin Isaac would be 9-1. All right, Nathan Bond. You get to make the quarter. I picked the tight end. You get to pick the quarterback.
Yeah. Izzy Carter.
All right. Well, that means I'll be taking our good friend
Marcellus State.
if I had any nuts.
Jordan's. Yeah.
Jordan. I'm
Comes
taking
back.
friend of the show, Jordan Smith. Well, Lord.
I hope he knows how much I love him.
I also get this extends the baseball season.
You get his.
So if he's a low whip, that helps.
Yeah. I was about to say whatever his ERA and WHIP is, we'll add that at the end of the year to your total.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yes, I get the baseballs. Perfect. I mean, I think it's fair. All right, looking around, what do we think? All right, so hold on. All right, think about these teams in your mind. Okay. So let me take this off the screen. Everyone get one last look. All right. And then I'm gonna read to you the teams from 2022. Okay, just so we can. I'm just gonna read you some of the names here. All right. So and you tell me if USF's in better shape now or then. All right.
Oh, by position.
Yeah. So Nathan's team was Gary Bohannon, Brian Battie, Xavier Weaver, Latrell Williams, Chris Carter, Meach Harris, Jatorian Hansford, Antonio Greer, and Daquan Evans. My team was Timmy McLean, who has a line through it because he immediately transferred. Kelly Joyner, Jimmy Horn, Chaffee Brown, Gunnar Greenwald, DeMontre Jacobs, Tremel Logan, Dwayne Boyles, and Will Jones. Steeg's team, which was named Joe's Icy Gaze. Jordan Smith, Jaron Mangum, Yusuf Terry, Joe, Chris Matillo, Dustin Hall, Rashawn Yates, DJ Gordon, and T-Mac Simpson.
Oh my God! How
I kind of went for just the names.
Nathan's team was Hot Fuzz. My team was the Horn Dogs, and Steeg was Joe's Icy Gaze.
Point of clarification: CFL draft pick, Joe.
That's true. Pro. Steeg knew a true pro.
I knew.
I feel like they're in a lot better spot right now.
Yeah.
Outside of okay, Battie or the running back room that we have, who that I would probably Battie.
We can make him up in the aggregate. Where's Jonah Hill when you need him?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, top end wide receivers, Xavier Weaver and Jimmy Horn.
Very good.
That's a lot to make up in the aggregate.
But then you had I think that's where the next group, because it was Yusuf Terry, Joe, Latrell Williams, and Chaffee Brown. A lot of promise, but not a lot of production.
Right.
Tight end, Chris Carter, Gunnar Greenwald, Chris Matillo. I believe Stig picked because he was good looking, if I recall correctly.
I also just had
right.
I remember distinctly that there was no tight ends left that had any sort of thing. So I was like, let's take the handsome one.
He was the first pick tight end because you went in.
Right.
You've actually picked him before all the other tight ends were picked.
You're right. Because that's
because you were picking in order.
In order, yeah.
So.
God, I'm so good at this shit.
But your team this year, you've improved greatly. So when I look at the teams. So I think that's a fun way to kind of look at it, is look back. There was really some reaching for names, it felt like, when you go back and read through it, in terms of how many of those guys were productive. I feel like looking here, now there's going to be some, especially younger guys that haven't played as much. Those are kind of just shots in the dark. But for the most part, there's a lot of productive players on here.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I don't feel terrible taking Brandon Witten as my second wide receiver when you have Kelly Joyner, Sean Atkins, and Naquan right there. There's a good mix of there's guys that have been pretty established, and then
yeah,
a guy who could potentially pop at some point.
Yeah, I think we have a good mix of. I think linebacker is a good kind of look at that because DJ Gordon, who was the starter going into last year, and everyone thought was kind of the best guy coming into the season. None of us took him last year. None of us took Schuler, Petway, Matt Harris, and Schuler got taken this year. So that's just to me like okay, the depth there is a lot better. Ben Knox and K1 Banks weren't on the team last year, so the depth there is better, defensive back. So, yeah, it's kind of an interesting exercise when you look at it that way. But
yeah,
now we can see whose team will be the best. Quarterback will count in the wins, so we'll see how that goes. But should be pretty fun. I'll throw up the teams one more time for everyone to see. And there you go. Any surprises for you guys? Anybody that got picked early? You can see where they got picked next to their name. Anybody go earlier than you thought? Or
Michael Brown Stevens.
Yeah, that may have been a reach. I was trying to find a receiver. But when he was healthy last year, he was productive. So it's hard to find oh wow, thank you. Wow.
I think we all did good.
Look at that, being positive. Look at that. Yeah, that's kind of, I think receiver is the toughest one.
Yeah.
Because one, like last year, Atkins popped, but then a lot of guys, I ended up taking Byrum Brown. He ended up with like 6 or 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think he was like 34 catches, 500 something yards, 8 touchdowns.
But Atkins was just so far and ahead that it didn't really matter. I don't know. Do we think it's going to be like that again this year? Or do we think it's going to be a little bit more spread out?
I
feel like they have more guys that are healthy and can play.
Right. I think a lot of it came down to health last year for the receiving room. I think a sign of a successful USF offense, it was great that Sean Atkins got 1,000 yards receiving. It was great that he had this big, come onto the scene kind of situation. I think it'd be really good if we didn't just rely on Sean Atkins on third down. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
I think being multiple on offense is a good sign of a healthy offense. And last year it felt like it was Byrum Brown scrambling for 7 or 8 yards and then converting to Sean Atkins to move the chains.
Right.
All right. Well, Nathan, that's it for this year's episode of the draft.
That is it. We will be back with a next week's game week. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Why?
Good God. So game week next week, regularly scheduled programming. We will be out there. I'll be at the press conference on Tuesday. Hopefully I can get out they have the victory day for basically the it's like the special Olympians that they host. They did it last year. Really cool event that I was at last year. Hope to get out there on Sunday. Jam-packed weekend at the Bond household. So hoping to get out there Sunday to check it out. But I'll be there Tuesday for the press conference. We'll be at the game on Saturday. And that's essentially it. We'll have a Ponderosa episode up later this week as well. And with that, go Bulls.
Go
Bulls.